Hello paddlers, welcome back to my channel. Well, have I got a story for you. I've just had the worst paddling day I've ever had. Even when you jump back 20 odd years when I was... nothing compares to the day I've just had. To say things went wrong is an understatement. From start to finish, I should have known better. I come across everything from poo floating in the water to not being able to find somewhere to stop, to bad places, to beautiful places. Actually, I did find a beautiful spot which I'll show you. But everything that could go wrong went wrong. Right, absolute nightmare. I did find out that new dry bag, well, I ended up, I told you, buying the full set of them, are 100% waterproof. That should give you a hint. So, where do we start? Well, to paraphrase Julie Andrews, a very good place to start is at the bloody beginning. So let's start at the beginning. Okay, roll VT.
Hello paddlers, welcome back to my channel. Well, I think the kayak gods are trying to tell me something, and I think they're trying to tell me don't go paddling today, George. It's just gone 7 AM Thursday morning, just gone 7 AM, and this is the second time I've been to the launch spot. I got here this morning at about 6:15, right, and realised, well, I'd put all my gear near the door last night ready to go, but then I realised when I got here at 6:15 this morning I'd forgot me paddle. Right, didn't want to swear in case kids are listening, but you can imagine what I was thinking. I forgot my paddle. So I had to go back home. I got my paddle. I sorted some bits out, but just got back here now. Just about to get out. Right, at least it's given time for the sun to come up a little bit more, and the water looks lovely. But I've realised I've packed my dry suit away now. Right, middle of May. Right, it's getting a bit warmer, but don't get caught out because the water's still cold. So I've got my wetsuit on just in case. Right, and I've realised I forgot my dry bottoms, trousers, my waterproof dry bottoms. So all I've got on is what I came out in, which is my compression pants, which is like thermal underwear, but you know what compression, but you see people wear them in a gym, you know what I mean, that skin tight stuff. Right, so all I've got is my compression pants, because that's all I put on ready to put my dry pants on when I got here. And it is a little bit chill. If I went in just in compression pants, my legs would be very cold, but I'm still gonna go paddling. This is more of a do as I say, not as I do. In this situation, it's best to bite the bullet, either say forget it, I'll come back another day, or go back home and come back again if you've got the time to mess about like that. Right, or if you're in the mood. But I just can't be bothered driving back home again to get some pants to come all the way back again. Yeah, I won't be in the mood for paddling then, I'll be too angry. So I'm not going to fall in the water, alright. But yeah, so great start to the day. But the forecast is good. The water, as I'm looking at it now, is like a mill pond. It's dead calm. There's not meant to be any wind today. It's meant to get up to about 60 degrees. So I'll be lovely and warm in the boat. It's just like just wearing compression pants, without something warmer and waterproof on over the top, just in case, is not good. Right, so I'm a bit annoyed. So I'm wondering if the kayak gods are trying to tell me something. Anyway, I ain't been out for a while, as you know. Last time I was out was beginning of April, but I ain't been out for a paddle for a while, so I'm definitely going out for a paddle. But my plans have changed slightly. I planned this route. It's about 9.5, we'll call it 10 mile out and then 10 mile back. But I'm changing that completely. That's gone out the window until I've got the correct gear for emergencies. I've got all my safety gear, but so change of plan. I'm doing basically just beyond. I've got a winter point which is 2.5 mile out, 2.5 mile back. That's enough for winter as far as I'm concerned when it's freezing. But I'm gonna go to the next point. I have points marked out, but yeah, which is approximately about 4 mile out. So then that'll be 4 mile back, and that'll do. Even brought me cooking gear today, so I might stop up there for a coffee if I can find a spot, and maybe even something to eat. Because I've got a bit extra time today. Now, before somebody leaves it in the comment, well, if you've got extra time, George, go home, get your dry pants and come back again. Well, no, the problem is this spot, right, it's a small parking area. You fit, like, say, 3 cars here, 3 cars at that side, and that's it. That's it, yeah. So, anyway, I'm going to get on the water now, and I'll talk to you when I'm on the water. Okay. Right, cheers, paddlers. Why do people do that? Hello. I ain't got you any food. The rest are coming. Maybe I'm the food. Hello. Well, I know cows can swim, so I don't want to get too close, just in case. You never know. Anyway, paddlers, I'm on the water, duh, and I'm just going to have a relaxing paddle today. I'm not interested in going fast. And I'm not going to go too far, as I've already said, maybe 4, maybe 5 now. Right, just a relaxing paddle. And you'll be happy to know my legs are nice and warm, which I pretty much knew they would be, you know what I mean? Unless then they'd be cold, and they'd be cold quick. Because I've done the scientific experiment and stuck my finger in the water. And it's cold. It's cold. I mean, really, I could still have my dry suit on. The only problem with that is, though, having a dry suit on this time of year, because the body, the outside temperature, the air temperature is getting so warm, I'd probably be sweating. Even if I didn't wear out on underneath it, I'd probably be sweating. So it's wetsuit time of year anyhow now. And hopefully it won't be too long before it's summer and I can take the wetsuit off and just relax. Pair of shorts, nice t-shirt, Still with a life jacket on at all times, please. Anyway, I'll talk to you in about, let's say an hour. Talk to you in about an hour. And unless something really interesting happenings, unless something really interesting happens. Alright then, paddlers, let's get back to paddling. And you don't need to see me, do you? Have a look up there for a bit.
I'm back. I've decided to rephrase that. I've decided to keep jumping in to actually make the video shorter, because if not, there's over 8 hours of video footage, and it's all quite interesting actually, but if not, the video would just go on for too long. So I'm going to jump in and fill in the gaps, cut some of the video out, fill in the gaps, just to cut the video down. Alright, because obviously I don't want to make an 8-hour video, that goes without saying. So, as you saw, I'd got on the water, started paddling, and it was okay. It was a normal paddle day. Right, I just hit this 2 mile mark, right, and as I come around this corner, this is where everything started. Another warning from the kayak gods, but just something to pile on top of the day, right? And I hit some creatures, and well, let's have a look.
Well, paddlers, I don't know if you're able to see them on the camera, but I'm getting swarmed by muzzies. They're bloody everywhere. There's millions of the things, and they was going up my nose and everything, so the hairnet came out. Which leads me into an interesting little tip for you. If you're going paddling, buy one of these. You might look like an idiot, well there's nobody about so I don't care, but you might look like an idiot, but it's better than getting mozzies in up your nose and all over the place. So there you go, little tip for you. Don't know if you can see them, but I'll put the camera on the front. You might see them bouncing off the water. Well, we got past them midges. There's still 1 or 2 about, but won't need the hairnet now. I'm glad I've got one, and I'll be looking forward to it on the way back again, no doubt. I'll rephrase that, I'll probably be wearing it on the way back again. Not looking forward to it, I'll probably be wearing it. It's turning out to be a beautiful day. Right, I'm just having a slow little paddle, but the water's so calm. I'm covering some distance. I think I'm about 3 mile out. I was only going to go about 4, but there's another corner not far around the corner which would make it a 5 mile spot, and I think that'll do, 5 mile. Because I've been up since 4:30, I haven't had anything to eat. I'm glad I brought my cooking gear today, because it's nice to be able to get out early in the morning, which sounds horrible. You won't understand why it sounds horrible, but that sounds horrible in a way. But it's nice to be able to get out early in the morning. And the problem with that is you get hungry. But fancy a coffee, and bought myself some breakfast. but we'll see what happens. See what happens. Funny story though with food with me. I've got I won't go into detail. I've got a stomach problem, let's just say. And after I've eaten, I have to take some tablets to sort of like help digest the food, for want of a better word. Well, the only problem is they take about an hour to work. So after I've eaten, I basically have to sit and relax for an hour. So I can't eat and then 10 minutes later go paddling. I bail. So after eating, I have to wait about an hour before doing anything to give the tablets a chance to work. So it's a bit weird. That's why I used to be a long distance lorry driver. And sometimes I'd start like at 2 o'clock in the morning and it'd be like, I don't know, 5, 6 o'clock at the following night by the time I even have anything to eat. You get me? Because I don't, yes, I know, you've got your park up breaks. I could have had 45 minutes and just had an extra 15. Oh, I hope you saw that. That was a big splash, fish or something. I actually felt it on my paddle. But yeah, so I never used to eat basically during the day, but I got so used to it, it never bothered me. But then when I stopped working, so to speak, I stopped being a truck driver, but then I found myself getting hungry, and luckily I was in, well not luckily, but I was in a situation where I could actually have something to eat, take my tablets and relax for an hour. So the bottom line is, if I do have something to eat, I'll be putting my feet up for an hour and relaxing in the sun. I say the sun, it's breaking through, it's a bit hazy, but quite warm actually. It's quite nice. It's one of them so deceiving situations though, because I know that water is freezing cold, right? But your brain sort of, it's like my brain is saying, oh, I'm glad I ain't got my dry pants on, I'd be sweating. But at the same time, I would not be saying that if I, you know what I mean?
Well, you're going to know exactly what I mean soon. You probably already guessed. But yeah, so I got by them flies and I was actually hoping to find a nice little spot to have something to eat first. And I thought I did. Actually, I thought I'd found a nice little spot to have something to eat. It was a bit tricky getting in and getting out. But I thought I'd found a little spot so I can stop, have a coffee and something to eat, because as I said, I'd been up since about 4 o'clock. Well, about 4:30. So, what happened when I found this little spot? Let's take a look.
Trying not to get kicked. Oh. You can't see this, but that's hanging on real loose, so it's not something to yank me up with. There's a tip for you. Don't know about all boats, but definitely this X500. In situations like this, you can get one leg out and sit yourself on the back, right, just to get your balance, get your position in. I'll try holding that a bit, but I think it's a bad idea. Oh, not too bad actually. Just have a look over here. Not to hold on to, so hey, it's the reservoir, or one of them. This is the smaller one. Further down over there around the river, about another 4 mile, there's a big one. I want to say a big one, it's huge. I've actually flown over it with my drone, but it's huge. Well, yeah, it's a pity you can't get in there because you know what I mean, all that wildlife and everything. But yeah, not a bad little spot. Oh, down there's not a bad little spot. Someone's been here, beer cans. Let's navigate this. That's one good thing about these diving boats. Can I sit there? I reckon so. Right, just going to get a little camping area set up and I'll get back to you. Change of plan, paddlers. Yeah, I was going just down there, set the chair up and stuff, and I looked down as I just moved a bit of the bracket, so to speak, and the ground was moving. There's like some sort of beetle nest or something under there, and then I looked over here again. I moved some, and there was all like, for want of a better word, like a centipede type thing. It was all loads, so you couldn't sit, relax, have something to eat, not even a coffee. You know what I mean? Nice, beautiful place to walk through, but to actually sit down, put your legs up and stuff, no. So I'm gonna move on to another spot. You don't need to see me getting back in, so I'll catch you when I'm a little bit further down, but we're getting out of here. I don't remember that. It's obviously old. I'm getting drawn down it. There's no warning signs anywhere, but it didn't have to get narrow. I can tell looking at it. It didn't have to get narrow. I don't know where it goes, but I don't remember seeing it. Maybe 20 years ago. No, I don't remember seeing it. I know I've been up this way before. You know what I reckon? I reckon I was just at a point where I was talking to somebody. Because I remember one day I was up here and talking to this guy anyway, but oh, that's sewage. So that leads to some sort of sewage plant, because that is sewage over there. Right, but I was talking. He was on a paddle board, so I was chatting to him. I bet that's how I missed it, because I don't remember it. Well, no, that does look like sewage to me. Either that or very runny mud, but I'm not going down there. No, I don't want to be going down there. Don't make me go down there. Nah, that looks horrible, actually. In fact, I'm going to paddle out of here extremely slowly because I don't want a single splash, because that looks disgusting. So everyone's going to say you're not paddling right. I know. I don't want a single splash on me. I get it off the side of the boat and that side. Practice your edging. Like now, you won't be able to know, but my right side is down, but my left side is up. Right, it's called edging. You're gonna practice it, sort of like for certain situations. I won't go into it, but it's a good technique to learn. And on the other side, it's a good technique to learn. I'm not great at it. I'm good enough to be able to paddle on the edge, like I'm on the edge now. But like everything, left hand, right hand, I favour my left. I'm right-handed, but when paddling on an edge, I favour my left. I'm on the left edge now. Left side of the boat is down, right side's up. And I'm paddling fine. The right side, now the right side's down, and the left side is up, but it don't feel as natural. And it started to rain. Bloody hell. Let's have another adventure then. If this only rains for about 5 seconds, I'm going to be most annoyed while I'm doing this now. Oh no, that's coming down a bit heavier. There was 5% chance of rain today. 5% chance of bloody rain. And what do you know? I get the 5% mark. I don't know where this comes out or where it goes to, but let's have a look. I'm not going to put any music on, right, because if we see some or whatever, it might be interesting to hear it. Like if a big, I don't know, we saw some geese, didn't we? Some swans, I should say. I think they were swans. So you never know, one might just land right in front of us and splash, and that'll look good, sound good. So I'm not putting any sound on it, no music. I mean, let's just listen. God, this looks nice here. Anyhow, let's just enjoy this. Well, I can't get through there. Tell you what, paddlers, I'd love to go through there, but not when I'm paddling alone, because I'm way off the beaten track, so to speak, and if I got stuck or had a problem or somewhat, whatever's through there, I could be in a world of trouble. So I won't be going through there, which is a shame, because it looks like it could lead somewhere, but no, not when I'm by myself. It's just not worth the risk. And there's a sunken boat. I don't mean a ship, a boat. There's a little sunken boat down there. See if I can get that on the camera. I may have to turn the act round again because of the sun. but I did just spot it on the way down. But it's so lovely here. Ah, there it is. Maybe just the front of a boat. So what, let's turn round and show you.
Okay, right, you couldn't see the boat anyway because of the sun, so cut that bit out as well. I know this is a long video, but it's getting to the really interesting bit. But I wanted to put as much detail in as I could just to show you that really I should have stayed at home. But yeah, it was an adventure, and that was a good thing. That was an interesting thing when you look back at it. But after that, I did move on another couple of miles actually, breaking all my own rules here. Breaking all my own rules, so do as I say, not as I do. But I moved on another couple of miles, and I was just looking for a spot for something to stop, for something to eat at this point. I'm cutting most of that out. In other videos, I got loads and loads of really beautiful paddling shots, right, the river and all like that, but I'll put them, like I said, I got about 8 hours of footage. I'll put them in different videos and spread it about a bit. But yes, I moved on a couple more miles trying to find a spot before I give up, and I decided to turn round and come back. I'll show you a little bit of the paddle, but the main thing is when I turned round to come back, I spotted some up, and I wish I hadn't. Let's take a look. We're just about at the end of the video now.
Hey paddlers, I've just found something new that I didn't see on the way down. On the way up, I should say. I only spotted it on the way back down now. You see, I'll turn the camera around, see if you see it. You see, when I was heading down, when I was heading up, didn't see that. Right, let's go and have a look. Well, it's definitely part of that reservoir, and I reckon, because this is artificial, look, they're bricks. So, oops. I reckon people used to go through, so that's why they put that bar up. Gonna get bloody stuck in here, my paddle. You know what I'm thinking though, paddlers? You know what I'm thinking now, don't you? That's right. Right then, paddlers, I found a little spot where I can have a coffee if not else. Don't know whether to have a coffee or just to cook a meal. Problem now is with a meal, it's 1 o'clock, just gone. Then I'll have to let my stomach settle, take my tablets. Oh, I'm an old man. So I might just save my food, just have a coffee. Aye. That's a fire blanket. Right, it's what I would call a just in case blanket, or a better safe than sorry blanket. There's a spoon. That's another fire blanket. What we got at the bottom of here? Oh, my Flint fire starting kit. A fire starting kit, just in case the ignition point don't work. So 2 fire blankets. If you're interested in what I'm using, I have the OEX Hero. Right. Nice bit of kit. And 100-gram gas in it, canister, fits inside. Real nice and easy. With a burner. I just put the burner in a bag just so don't scratch your sides. I've been looking forward to that since about 4:30 this morning. Oh, a nice cup of coffee. Yeah, I could have had something to eat, but what with all these friggin' fairy, fluffy fairy wing things floating about, and the time, no. But now that I found this spot, I will be coming back here again. Oh, it's warm here. Yeah, I will be coming back here again, but I'll move up there a bit away from the trees because we're right, I'll show you. Right next to the trees where all the fluffy things are, and that's why they're blowing about all over the place. Right, so I'll move up there a bit and then I can actually have something to eat next time, which will be nice for me. Oh, come on, the little tripod. Don't know if I'm in shot, I've got it on wide angle, so I should be. Yeah. So, I will mention, because it's funny, I was asked, what gear do I take with me when I go out?
Right then, paddlers, this is the point that you've been expecting, because I've dropped enough hints and now it's time I got wet. Unfortunately, I had the video turned off, but I turned it on quick. Right, what had happened is I'd had my coffee, I'd packed away, and I went to get back into my boat. And as I stood in my boat, I just lost balance. I had one leg, actually, I say stood, I had one leg inside the boat, and as I was getting my other leg in, I just went over. I tipped over, the boat completely tipped upside down, Like, I grabbed the boat, I turned it the right way, and then straight away I turned the camera on. And that's where the rest of the video continues. Enjoy.
Well, paddlers, I went in. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oof. That wasn't good. Oh. I slipped. Jesus. Whew. Gonna have to get my boat out now. Yeah. This should be fun. It's full of bloody water. Oh, that water's chilly. I'm glad I've got a wetsuit on. Whoa, we are flooding in here. Well, that's just water, so it don't matter. Well, the dry bag got a good test. In case you didn't notice, well, you want to notice the camera wasn't on, but as I stepped in, just lost my balance. I went right over, all the way in. The boat went completely upside down. I fell backwards. Luckily my head didn't go under, so my head's still dry and warm. But yeah. I got 90% of the gear in dry bags anyway, which is a good job. All that's drenched. I'll dry out on the paddle back. Oh boy. At least I know I can get my boat out here. I think I'd be able to. Oh, my legs are going to feel that one. I need to get that end propped up so all the water runs down that side. Not good. Oh. What was I saying about not having me thingy? This is why you always need a bilge pump, by the way. Always have a bilge pump with you. Not good. Another reason why you should always have a sponge with you as well, because the bilge pump won't get every tiny little bit. Oh. I'll tell you one thing, I'm glad, even though I've said about it, I've got these compression pants on rather than just thermal underwear, because these do hold a bit of heat, so I'm not as cold as I would have been. At least my seat, even though it's wet, it's water resistant, so it's just wet, it's not soaked. So certain things I can sort out when I get back. Well, this had a good test, so let's see how it went. This was completely underwater, completely bone dry, perfect. At least when me having my wetsuit on, I'm starting to warm up my top. My legs are still a bit chilly, but that's water. Won't need a pee, but keeping it there in case as usual. Gonna go back in. Oh, so glad I have my bilge pump with me. That's why everybody says make sure you got a bloody bilge pump. Oh, a bit wet. Well, that's my skate, but if it starts raining I don't really care, so that can go in the back. Well, this is waterproof though, it's got a waterproof seal inside. Oh. Yeah, that's all good. One thing I don't want though, these. Unfortunately, I didn't have the camera running when the boat went over, which in a way is a shame. So, how many, just a minute, sorry, let me swallow them. So, going to that other spot, it was warm there, I'll dry off a bit. So how many times did I say today the kayak gods are trying to tell me something? Yeah, I've been drinking. I'm going to cut this short then. As you saw then, I went in. Alright, if that happens to you, alright, first thing you have to remember, don't panic. It's not the end of the world, you've got wet. Alright. We're talking about rivers here, we're not talking about in the middle of the sea, but you still shouldn't panic. Right? Get your boat, turn it the right way around, like I did. That's where you join me in the video, hopefully. Get yourself out the water first. That's the most, don't think, oh, I'll just drag my boat up there. Get yourself out the water first, keep hold of your boat, then get your boat out the water, like you saw me do, and then deal with the problem. Whatever the problem is, deal with it then. Alright, and then once you've got your gear out and you're sorting and everything, alright, then you relax, take a minute, don't just jump straight back in your boat and start paddling. Relax, take a minute, try and warm up a bit. Alright, remember I said I didn't bring my safety bag? Alright, yeah, I forgot my safety bag as well, didn't I, which has got my spare clothes in. So luckily wetsuit, fine. It's the bottoms. I will start to feel that on my legs as it gets a bit colder, so I'm not going to hang about too long. But yeah, get your gear out the boat. Get the boat empty of water. Sort out what you need to sort out, relax, and then pack it away and get on your way again paddling. But don't panic. You might be all, oh, bloody hell. I might have been, I don't know, I'll have to watch the video back because it was cold, it was bleeding cold. Alright, but yeah, so there you go then. Right, don't know how much of that got recorded, so we'll just have to see when we get home. Turning this off now, going to get paddling, and I'm going to push it fast a bit, try and warm up. Okay, cheers paddlers.
Well, there you go then, paddlers. I got wet. I was looking away because that little cutout area was man-made, so I don't know if you saw the bricks. I think you saw the bricks. But so when I did fall in, I was actually stood on a concrete floor. Alright, so it was lucky in one respect, but yeah, just having that, surprisingly I suppose, but just having them compression pants on, alright, my legs were freezing, but by the time I'd got out and moved about a bit and then stuff, there was okay actually, they weren't too bad. If I'd have just had like thermal under, well, if I'd have just had my thermals on, I forgot my bottoms, I'd have gone back it's because I had the compression pants on. I thought, oh, these are quite tight. I broke all the rules, basically. I broke all the rules. And if Patrick's watching this, because he did a lot of health and safety stuff, he'll be going, should know better, George. Yeah, I should have known better. But I did have, one thing I did bring with me was my bivvy bag, which is like an emergency sleeping bag. If it had been really, well, if it had been really, really cold, I wouldn't have been out anyhow, but I'd have had my dry suit on. But I could have wrapped that around my legs and stuff. But moving about, getting my legs moving and stuff, my legs soon warmed up a bit, but felt it the next morning. Like my arms and my shoulders and my back and my legs, I think the cold had really soaked into me. I'm glad I had my wetsuit top on though, right, because the top out was fine, you know what I mean, can't complain. Alright, but got a story to tell you about the seat, but that'll be in another video. But the bottom line is, it was just one of them things. It happens. So this is why I say, and other paddlers say, always be prepared for the worst. I mean, that is a stable boat, the X500. It is very, very stable. I've never had any problems getting in and out of it. You can practically stand up in it. Right, don't. Right, but just one of them stupid, careless things. I wish, alright, the one thing I really regret, which is the strangest thing, I wish the camera was on when I fell in, right, because it happened so fast I don't remember much of it. I remember I had one leg in the boat, and as I flipped it, my leg being in the boat is what caused the boat to turn completely upside down, alright. If I'd just had one leg stood in, I'd have fell in, but the boat wouldn't have flipped. But because my leg was in the boat, my leg dragged it over, so I flipped it completely over, and then I flipped it back again, and like a professional photographer, the first thing I did was turn the camera on. Flip the boat over, turn the camera on. I wouldn't have done that if I'd have been in the middle of the river and I'd have been swimming, and the camera would have been the last thing on my mind. But yeah, so always carry a bloody bilge pump. You could see, without that bilge pump, I'd have been screwed. I'd have been there for nearly 2 hours with a sponge. You get me? You saw how much water came out, and that was just from the boat flipping over and me flipping it straight back, because it was a case of I went in and I instantly, once I'd got up, turned and flipped the boat the right way straight away. And the boat was full. Without bilge pump, I'd have been there with a sponge for maybe 2 hours. I don't know. But it'd have been an absolute nightmare. And it was such a tight little area I was in. It's not as if I could have got the boat. Well, I suppose I could have dragged the... Well, no, I don't think I could have dragged the boat any further, because the bushes and like the guardrail was so narrow. I don't think I'd have got the boat over there. I'd have had to come up with something amazing, but I didn't have to mess about with any of that because I had a bilge pump. So if you don't have a bilge pump, why? But if you don't have one, go out and buy one. They're not expensive, right? £15 in the UK, maybe £20. You know, it's not an expensive bit of kit, alright? So yeah, so hope you enjoyed the video anyhow. I mean, it was fun. I enjoyed it. It turned out to be, round trip was about, I don't know, I broke all my rules. Round trip was about 15 mile round trip, and felt like 50 on the way back. I just couldn't get going because my legs were chilly. It wasn't really until I was a good hour paddling back when the sun was starting to come down on me. Alright, was when my legs had warmed up and stuff. I had to stop every now and again, pull my legs up and, you know what I mean, and just get the blood flowing, because I had the wrong trousers on for going swimming in that sort of weather. You see, that's it. It's just deceiving. People think spring, it's warm. But no, you have to be careful. You have to wear the right gear. I brought my own rules. The kayak gods warned me. And warned me again. And warned me again. Everything was a warning. Right, and I ignored them all. But that beautiful little spot I found, I will be going down there again. Alright. And then in summer, that will be a good spot just to put my legs up and relax and just float and maybe try and tie onto one of the trees or something and just sit there for a while. Anyway, paddlers, hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did. And like I said, I've got loads of video footage from it. Alright, so I'll be posting little bits and pieces, shorter videos in the future. Alright, but I know this was a long video, but I wanted to show you the full experience of things going wrong when I should have known better. And then when I did think everything was going right, it went wrong. Okay then, hope you enjoyed and cheers.